Okay, it's the next day. I just popped the cover on this kiln and I'll show you the results in a second. I fired last night until about 12:30. My pyrometer is actually off. Call the manufacturer. I might bring it back. According to the pyrometer, the temperature got up to 2200 degrees and it wouldn't go any more. But cone 9 is flat and cone 10 has a good bend in it. So I only fired 4 little things with a little blue glaze that I mixed up. Okay? As you can see, there's cone 9 dead flat, and cone 10 has a good bend on it. So I'd say that was a pretty successful firing. The kiln looks pretty good. My cement lines and the things cracked a little bit there. I think I'll stuff those cracks there with some blanket. And this is looking pretty good. This is that ITC 1000. That's after a couple, 3 firings. It's holding up really good. My lid, on the other hand, isn't faring too well. It's kind of warped and messed up. I can get that material, this fiberboard, in 3-inch thicknesses, and it comes 2 to a case. So I might get 1 case of it and just cement them together and use that for a lid. See if that fares a little better. So as it is, that lid's heavy and unwieldy and I don't like it at all, so I might bite the bullet and get a couple pieces of that. So anyway, let's see what I did here. I threw a little bottle and 3 little cups. I had some more of those cups. I threw them out. Like I said, I had a glaze firing go real bad. I had an awful bloating, and these don't look like they're bloated. I nailed down that bloating issue to early reduction. I did a bunch of reading, and I've never fired with gas before. So what happened is that I reduced way too early and it got some bad bloating. So I kind of like that blue. A lot of potters don't like blue, but I actually like it. Not a bad little mug. Have another one down here. Not bad. I kind of like what that glaze does. Obviously that's from when I yanked it out and dripped a little bit. Not bad. I actually forgot to dust these off before I dipped them. I wasn't thinking. I just grabbed them off the counter downstairs and dunked them in the glaze. So I didn't wax these, by the way, either. I just dunked them and then I wiped them off later when they were dry. So it's not bad. And I have a little bottle here. Glaze there where it wasn't covered there, and I know for a fact that is from my finger. And I wasn't really too concerned with this. This was more of a test anyway, so I didn't touch it up. But I like the way that glaze breaks, where it's thin, it kind of breaks brown. This glaze is called Blue Jean, and it's just one I found on the web. It's all over the place. So cool. I'm happy with this now. So this firing took just about 6 hours. To get it to fire correctly, I did have to increase my chimney by 2 blocks. So I'm going to have to figure something out there. Maybe I'll make a little one out of fiber and kind of affix it permanently. I'm not sure. Like I said, the chimney might be a little too small, so I had to raise it up a little bit. So, and of course I got this little contraption. There's a little heat shield. So not too bad. I'm pretty happy. Incidentally, I got these little stilts here. These high fire stilts. I bought a whole box of them for like, I don't know, 25 bucks. And they're pretty good because if you have a glaze that runs, it won't stick to the shelf. The pot won't. See, I got a whole box of them there. A whole bunch of them. And of course my selection of high fire cones. I think there's some 5 and 6s there too. So good. I'm pretty happy with this. Actually can't wait to fire again. I'm going to go downstairs, mix another glaze recipe I found. Then I'm going to mix Simon's 1, 2, 3, 4 Celadon glaze and I'm going to do a whole bunch of tests. I threw a whole bunch of bowls and some white stoneware and some this stoneware here, this darker stoneware. I threw a bunch of bowls. So I'll do glaze tests with those bowls, label them on the bottom, and then stack them up in the corner, and it'll be nice tests. See how they break on the edges and stuff. So I had 6 hours to kiln here yesterday, so I rearranged my room here, my garage. Got a bunch of junk to still get out of here, but it'll be nice once these odds and ends are out of here. Probably throw a wheel down in here, so when I'm watching this thing fire, babysitting it, I can do some throwing. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I talked to the manufacturer of this pyrometer here. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm thinking about upgrading to a digital one. He'd take this one back, but I think I'm going to keep it. I don't mind it. It's off a little bit, but it just kind of helps you watch the rate of the heating more than the final temperature. So, and that's it. The burners were pretty good. The only thing is I burned quite a bit of propane. I burned these are 20-pound grill tanks. I burned at least 1.5 of those, so it's quite a bit more than in the book The Self-Reliant Potter. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is get a 30-pound tank and fire with that. And it's in water, by the way, because I dumped some warm water in it so it doesn't freeze and it keeps the pressure up. So it worked pretty well. So unless I get different burners, which I might down the road, I'm going to keep firing with this. But it's certainly not the 10 to 12 pounds of propane as stated in the book for this kiln. So it's more like closer to 30, I bet. So, which is a little disappointing, but what are you going to do? This firing probably cost me $25, which is quite a bit, but I don't know. I'll get it fine-tuned, I'm sure. And of course, as I make adjustments to this kiln, I'll throw a video up. If I do something different, I'll throw a video up, and I'll show a couple more openings as I go. So I hope this helped you out, and stay tuned. I'll post up some more clips. If you have any questions on this kiln, shoot me off an email, and I'll do the best I can to answer them for you. And that's it. I'll see you next time. I'll probably shoot a clip all loaded up and another firing. Thanks.